What's up, guys? Welcome to the Anime Sensei channel. To start things off, I have an anime rap channel called Sensei Beats. I've posted some extremely cool anime raps there, and I'll continue to post more and more. You should check it out. Your support and feedback will be much appreciated. Secondly, there's my Discord server. The links to both the channel and the server will be down in the description box below.
So, before we begin, remember to subscribe if you haven't yet, and press that bell icon to stay updated of all the new content we're creating. And beware for the following spoilers. "10. Tokyo Ravens. It might come as a surprise to most of you how this anime gave the Second World War what it had been missing all this time. Seeing the Onmyodo, magic, seeing every other weaponry seem nothing but toys at best, Tokyo Ravens sure picks up the pace with the great spiritual disaster changing reality itself for Tokyo. But times have changed, and today the magic that led to destruction and havoc is being utilized for the benefit of mankind. Sounds like the perfect ending and the start of the fairy tale. Well, hold your horses, since with another problem child added again to recreate that scene from history, someone has to take matters into his own hands to prevent it all from going in vain. With words and promises driving your actions and behavior, and the show displaying how important it is to have bonds dearer to us than our own selves, Tokyo Ravens is magic, action, and just wholesomeness at its best. And with the anime having a lot to offer, let's get busy. "9. Ragnarok, the animation. Yeah, I know what you guys are going to say already, but just listen to me for a second. It's a wide-known trend that anime based on games end up being shitty and worthless. Yet, this one is a different case. Since yeah, it's true, it is based off the game, but it doesn't feel like a game when watching it. It gives the feeling like any fantasy anime would, to the point that even some of the watchers that don't even know the game won't notice that it's based off of one. The story is cool and fun to say the least, engaging, and attracts the viewers easily. The main character has a trend of getting his ass handed to him more times than you can imagine. But one thing he does throughout all his battles though, and that is persevere and fight through the pain of injury and defeat in order to protect his allies and those he holds dear in his heart. What starts off as a weak class mercenary getting thrown left and right by monster like a piñata ends up being a powerful paladin with destructive skills and powers that will prove their worth in a fight for survival. 8. Arifureta. First, your whole class is teleported to an isekai with you. Then, you get the shortest end of the stick when it comes to the abilities, and to top it all off, someone stabs you in the back in the most lowest way there is. Things just aren't going good for Hajime, as now he finds himself at the bottom of the abyss where creatures, people, and just the whole environment isn't friendly at all. But giving up is just not an option. Even more so when we have the infamous isekai genre on our hands. And with comrades joining in the fray one after another, things just aren't going to get bland by any means, since the show knows how to keep the fans excited all the time. Seeing Hajime do that zero to hero transformation is just wonderful. And with the isekai genre being the isekai genre, one can't miss out on this title. 7. Seirei Gensoki. Isekai, not isekai, reincarnation, not reincarnation. This anime has a lot of questions going around it when it comes to the circumstances the MC and Ryo end up together. For all we know, they share a body, but with two distinct spirits and two distinct memories. They are two, but at the same time one. This is a confusing idea in on its own. Although the show is easily understood and is fun to watch nonetheless, the character Ryo is a normal commoner that finds himself thrown into a sea of nobles taking every possible opportunity to bully him and his origins. However, once he proves that he is powerful beyond all their levels, they start to harbor some kind of respect for him, especially including the fact that he saved the princess from abduction. 6. Kaze no Stigma. Exiled from his family for being powerless, he decides to return after 4 years of banishment to start a war with his family. Kazuma was born to a family of mages that specializes in fire magic. After his return from his exile, he's said to wield wind powers, which compared to his whole family members proves to be superior and to a point rendering them powerless against him. Later on, they grow fearful of his enormous powers and skills that rendered him godlike, and his cynical personality wasn't helping his case either. 5. Kaifuku Jujutsu no Yaranaoshi. Admit it right now, you guys already watched this show, or at least heard of it to say the least. This show became so notorious after its first controversial episode debuted to the point that a lot of the streaming sites banned it, since it was too hentai-like. This show definitely takes things to its extremes. It isn't for the faint of heart in the least. It has rape scenes and torture as well as many more extreme scenes that I prefer not to talk about for spoiler reasons. Just go and watch for yourself and be the judge of this show yourselves. You'll either like it or hate it. There is no in between. 4. World Trigger. Getting bullied as a transfer student in a shounen setting isn't a start we're unfamiliar with at all. However, what came next for Yuma Kuga was the least we were expecting, no? With neighbors and the Border Defense Agency at it for ages now, seeing a humanoid from the other side was the last thing Osamu wanted to hear that day. With Toei Animation going out of its way to shoot down a masterpiece in making, you know the scores lie when you see them digits pop up on your screen. Plus, with the sequel out as well, it's the perfect time to bridge the gap between the two seasons and get to the binge, since this one isn't like the others when it comes to the episode count. 3. Dororo. Before I get into it, this is one of the best anime I've seen in recent memory. Dororo follows Hyakimaru and Dororo on their journey as a ronin and his apprentice. Hyakimaru searches for limbs and body parts of his that were stolen by demons. Majority of his body is prosthetics, so he doesn't feel pain in most of it. He also has enhanced physical capabilities, but they're hindered at times due to his prosthetics. But his demonic strength and enchanted senses make up for it. Being born blind, he has the power of soul sight, which helps him see the color of other souls, both human and demons. Not to mention, he couldn't speak, so he used telepathy to communicate with Dororo. He's a master swordsman who can cut down basically anyone and anything in his path. Hyakimaru is truly a protagonist for the ages, especially when he's in full form. 2. Rainbow Nisho Rukobo no Shichinin. Okay, I'll be a kind-hearted soul for once and give you a disclaimer that this anime is obscene and not an experience you've had before, so be prepared to see the worst imaginable. However, at the same time, I haven't seen much anime execute such an engaging story in such a perfect manner, so don't miss out on this. With faces bringing in a set of personalities that make the show one of the most memorable names out there, and tragedy that makes us want to hug every battered soul there is. Rainbow Nisha Rokobo no Shichinin is friendship, compassion, and just the dark side of humanity at its best, since the Japan we know and love wasn't all smiles everywhere all day every day in the past. The thing that's most amazing is how the anime shifts from setting so well while making sure it uses every technique in the book, with Sakuragi and Mario just hogging away the glory all for themselves. 1. Trigun. You know, for someone that has a $60 billion double dollar bounty on his head, Vash doesn't do that much killing. Makes you wonder if the rumors about him being a humanoid typhoon and a stampede that only brings death and destruction with it are actually true. Spoiler alert, yes, they are true. He did destroy a city and did kill hundreds in the process, a tragedy that still haunts him to this day. But what really makes him who he is and teaches us really why Vash is like that, and what makes him tick is the troubled past he has with his brother Knives. After he attempted to, wipe out all humans by crash landing their ships on the planet they were orbiting after life on Earth became obsolete, Vash is portrayed as a goofy buffoon that wouldn't kill even if his life depended on it, and his many scars that decorate his body can vouch for that. He's such a complex character that deserves a video on his own just to explain his way of life, his ideals, and what made him like that. However, we can't do that now, so we'll have to cut his story short for today. And with this, we conclude our video. If you enjoyed this list, I want you to smash that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe and press that bell icon to keep you notified of all our new videos. Also, comment down below on the anime you liked the most on this list, and if you're planning to watch any of them. And if you have any suggestions, place them in the comments as well. Until next time, see ya!
If you got a problem to speak out, I'm a cowboy and let's bebop. Put Steins Gate at the treetop. Berserk what I'm keeping on rewatch. Hunter, I freak out. When I'm in my room, you should keep out. I'm a ghost in the shell, put you through hell like gun grave. That's a story to tell if you